Oscar BEVIS, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Fight Day in the Hennessy Sports Bubble in Coventry. Sky Dome, 10 o'clock live, Channel 5 tonight. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Peter Fury. How are we, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. Very good.
500 fans in attendance tonight. I feel like just walking around today, everyone's got that little buzz. A little bit of boxing normality tonight. It's nice.
It is. It's be nice. I'm looking forward to this because it's I got no fighters on. It's a day off for me, you know. So I'm really excited about it. I've relaxed. I came here last night, stayed over, had a bit of food with Mick, and yeah, it's good. I mean, I've enjoyed it. So far, so good.
I was going to say, do you get to enjoy much boxing? Because I suppose when you're there, like for example with Savannah, with Huey and whatnot, it is stressful. So I suppose it's a time like this, although you're always around boxing and sometimes it might be nice to escape, this is like enjoyment levels.
Oh, it is, because you're right. When the fight's on, you're busy, you're not enjoying it, you've got a job to do. So this is nice for me. It's a nice break. It's nice, relaxed, and I'm looking forward to the fights. And I'm going to watch every fight. I'm going to get there at 4:30, get myself comfortable, and just sit and watch everything, because that's what I do.
Some life. We could talk about the card and run through it and be here for hours, but I just want to talk about Sam Egan and Carlos Molina. There's always drama, always excitement involving Sam. He gives shots, he can take shots, he loves to tear up. And Carlos Molina's Mexican, so I don't know if we got the ingredients for a war tonight.
I think so. I can see that happening. I think Sam Egerton's coming on a lot. He's an old school type of fighter. He's come up the hard way. You know, he had nearly 40 fights and he's 26 or 27. So it goes to show you, and he's got a good record, considering who he's been in with. So I see him as improving. It's just small tweaks now for Sam. But he's getting there. I'm expecting to see a very good fight, and we're probably going to see a few more improvements in Sam as well, because now he's enjoying the boxing, where before he was just going about it every day, but now he's got a different mindset. So I'm looking forward to seeing the improvements in him as well.
A couple of people said at the press conference when they were talking about Sam, John Pegg especially said that fights of previous Sam was put in because he's going to be the guy on the card to entertain, the fans will love it. But now it's like he's being put in fights that are right for him at the right times. He's almost like now he's being looked after, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And the other thing you got to look at, this WBC silver belt, whatever it is, that's a nice belt, so that'll lift him as well. So all Sam's got to do now is have that self-belief in himself. He's been in with everybody, and like I say, he's still improving. So I tip him for good things, Sam.
Right, I do just want to get your thoughts on something that's on everyone's lips at the moment. I've never used the word arbitration before, and I've said it 100 times this week. I don't know, it's a little bit of a fiasco, and I suppose from a British boxing standpoint, quite disappointing.
Very disappointing, it is a fiasco, like you said. What can you say about it? Court cases are looming, and yet they're putting big fights on. Silly, really. Well, if they got the time to waste, then it's fine. But it's not good for the boxing fans, so I don't know what's happened, don't know who's to blame for it, but somebody certainly knows more than what's saying, so it's wrong, really. It shouldn't happen.
And I suppose that's what we're going to see when the concentration should be on the fighters, and we were sort of primed and ready for the fight we all wanted to see. I suppose there's going to be a lot of finger pointing, which is the side of boxing we don't really need to see.
I think what's going to happen now, everybody just needs to settle down, get on with the fights they're having. At least we're going to see two very good fights. We've got Wilder fighting now, and hopefully AJ will be fighting Usyk. So they're good fights in itself, and should they come through that, at least they're going to fight at the end of the year, and they'll get all the money they was promised and probably more. So in the long run it could work out, but these two are not foregone conclusions. They're two banana skins, to be honest. So anything can happen, which makes it, for the fans, it's more intriguing, because we're getting more value for the money, aren't we?
And in terms of Deontay Wilder, I know obviously he's taken a lot of stick on Twitter. British fans are saying you're ruining this, you're ruining that, but I suppose there's no blame towards Deontay Wilder. As a fighter, you look after yourself. You've got to do what you've got to do, be it take step aside money potentially, which isn't going to happen, or try and win your WBC belt back. There's no real blame towards Deontay Wilder in all this, I suppose.
Yeah, there's none, is there? There's been a breach of contract. Look, you've signed 3 fights, which I wouldn't have never have done anything like that, the 3-fight deal. I don't know what they was doing. You can understand the rematch clause, but they've had it. That should have been the end of the matter. But there's a 3-fight, you've signed to it, you've agreed to it, then get on with it. Why is Wilder to blame for any of it? It's not. His agreement hasn't been honoured, has it? So he's entitled to have his 3rd fight and try and get his belt back. So that's where it's all at. So it is one of them things. It shouldn't have never been any arbitration. They should have just got on with the fight and just got on with their obligations, because always with breaches of contracts and things like this, they can come back to roost, can't they? They can come back to bite you.
Does boxing, sort of just in a wider sense in general, need to look at rematch clauses? Because I understand sometimes there's a close fight, like Canelo Golovkin won, let's make a rematch, whatever. Sometimes decisions as well don't go the way that the public thinks, so there's demand for a rematch. I don't know, the rematch clauses need to sort of be just assessed in general in boxing, because it seems like it's a third fight where a rematch, like we said, isn't really required.
I think you're right. It's obviously, look, when world champions are at the top, so much money involved. They need a second bite at the cherry, so they can come back the second time and correct from the first time. So the rematch it is what it is. But a trilogy, everybody's got no interest in that, have they?
And Fury and Wilder has been broken down by everyone under the sun. So just quickly on Joshua-Usyk, that is a real intriguing fight. I mean, we've only seen Usyk twice at heavyweight, obviously once against Derek Chisora more recently. But I cannot picture them two in the ring and how that would play out. It is a real intriguing fight.
It is an intriguing fight, but Joshua's got the power, and he has got the size. But, he's a very slick boxer. And Usyk, he's put on weight himself. I think he's 6'4", so he's not a small heavyweight. So it will have its complications there. But, it just depends how much Usyk can take and if Joshua can get his shots off. But Joshua's got fast hands. He's improving as well. So he improved on his last fight with Pulev. I like what I see with him. He's in and out with his legs. He's moving a lot better. And he hasn't had a lot of fights, has he? So he's constantly tweaking his job and learning. So it'll be a good fight, but it's a good test. If Joshua wants to pit himself against the best, Usyk's right up there. So it's going to be that's a pick-em type of fight for me. You can't look up and say it's going to be Joshua. You can't say that, because it can go the other way as well, which makes good fights. So I'm happy to see these type of fights happening anyway.
If I'm going to divert towards Hughie Fury, fought on Anthony Joshua's last card, what's the deal with Hugh? Obviously, we want to see him back out. Been, nearly 6 months since that win over Marius Vac. I know with British heavyweight, sometimes people just chuck names out there and put them in the rumour mill. We never really know what's concrete, of course. But, Hughie?
Yeah, we've been offered not offered, but a few opponents have been put forward. They've not materialised because the opponents are not ready, they're not fit enough or whatever, or near in retirement. So we've got no opponent for Hughie at this time, and we're just waiting on a date. So Hughie has to be out 2 times this year. So we'll look to get him out on 2 times. Hopefully he's going to fight. Could be June, July. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And I'm just waiting to hear back on opponents and when they can fit Hughie in. But he will have 2 fights this year.
Obviously, we know he wants a world title. The world title belts are busy and even busier now. We've got what we mentioned earlier. I know he said he wanted revenge. Now, it looks like Povetkin may retire. Pulev, although he's coming off the back of a defeat, I know Hughie was so intent in December. In every interview, he's saying, I want revenge. Is that something that he's still sort of got the fire for, that he's gunning for?
I don't know. He'd take any of them fights tomorrow if we could get them. But it's if them fights can be made and for talking reasonable money. There's a lot of things you can want and not end up getting. This is the game we're in. But for me, world titles and all that, for me, Hughie's 26. I want to see him keep fighting, keep busy, and just improving his game, where it's at a level where when he gets there, he's the real deal in it. So for me, all the fighters are fighting each other anyway, at the top. The ones in the top 5, they're all matched off against each other. So we'll just sit back and keep Hughie ticking over, and his time will come. Hopefully by the end of the year, he'll be in a lot different position again.
Eddie's sort of been teasing fans with the fight camp plans and saying he's got mega plans. We don't need to mention the person we normally mention alongside Savannah. I imagine she's going to fight on fight camp. Is that the case?
Yeah, I assume it is. I know Eddie was saying Savannah's going to get her on in July. If that's one of his fight camps, fantastic. So we're looking forward to that. And hopefully at the end of the year, the Shield fight can be made. So Savannah's willing for it. Everybody's excited about it. So hopefully we can get that fight on.
Does it put more of a spanner in the works, the fact that she's now gone away from boxing? Because, I don't know, it seems like she might put forward that she'd want a fight before Savannah, or even if she doesn't say so, she might want a fight. So I don't know, like this just seems to sort of be pushing it back.
For us, it doesn't matter. Like I say, if she wants that fight, definitely she can have it November, December time, or preferably in November, or whenever Eddie's got a show on. So whoever that's going to be against. So we'd like to see Savannah with Shields, and hopefully that happens. If Shield needs a warm-up fight or whatever, that's also fine. It doesn't matter to me whether it's November, February, March. It doesn't matter. But I'd like it to be this year. If it's going to happen, get it on, isn't it? Both ready. So hopefully, if the money's right, like I say, I don't know what Shields is going to want, but hopefully, if they can bridge, if Eddie can bridge the gaps, then there's no reason why he shouldn't fight.
And just finally, Peter, before I let you go, mouth-watering fight tonight from Vegas. Hasn't been picked up by British TV. It seems like it's gone a bit under the radar, but us boxing fans know we're in for a treat with Taylor-Ramirez.
I think it's going to be an amazing fight. Josh Taylor is a serious talent. I like him. I've seen him fight a few times. I've not seen much of Ramirez, but everybody's saying he's very good. People inside of boxing who's been sparring with Ramirez say he's the real deal, and he's been training very hard for this fight. So this is a good fight to see. I'd like to see it, but I don't know how. Will it be on YouTube tomorrow or something? So
there's a channel called Fight TV that you have to subscribe monthly to, who are going to be putting it up. I think we're going to come back to the hotel and watch it, Peter. So if you would like to watch it and get an instant reaction on IFL TV, I won't say no.
Yeah, well, maybe I might just do that. And that'd be good. So what time is it on?
Vegas time, we're talking like the 4:35, so a couple of cups of coffee.
Yeah, what time will that be over here then?
That is the time over here, 4 or 5 a.m.
Oh, forget it, I'll be in bed. Listen, look at these grey hairs, I'm not like you, I need me sleep. So what will be happening? I'll have to watch it the next day on YouTube or something.
Brilliant, Peter. Thanks for giving me some of your time. Enjoy tonight, and hopefully we'll catch up very soon.
Good speaking with you, Oscar.